With the recent Disney and 20th Century Fox merger, Alien fans have been left in the dark when it came to the future of the franchise. The idea was being tossed around that Disney wasn't planning on working with any R-rated properties, which was later proven wrong when they said that the Deadpool series would continue on with its adult content. The idea was further disproved when Disney did what I'd guessed they'd do all along, and that is that they kept the Fox studios somewhat intact, just now operating as a company within Disney. Then in April at CinemaCon, Fox's Emma Watts said that Disney still had plans to work with the Alien franchise, along with other film series that they had acquired. This excitement was scaled back, however, in early May when Walt Disney Studios announced their upcoming film release schedule, which included films from the recent acquisition, yet Alien was absent from that list. Well, according to The Hollywood Reporter in a recent interview, Alien fans can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that the beast isn't technically dead yet. THR sat down with Alien director Ridley Scott to chat about the 40th anniversary of the franchise and talk about his first entry into the series. Eventually, this discussion led to his work on Prometheus and Alien Covenant, and how Ridley believed that the first film, Alien, could never be topped. He said there's only one. It's like trying to do a sequel to 2001. Fundamentally, you can't. Really, with the greatest respect to Star Wars, the best film by far is the one that George directed, right? Referring to A New Hope. By miles, it was unique. It was absolutely wonderful. It was the fairy story of all fairy stories in space. And to follow through is a tough call. So the same with Alien. I would, however, interject here and say that I think that one could argue this point because I've met a lot of old school Star Wars fans who actually think that Empire is the best film of that original trilogy. And there's definitely a group of Alien fans who feel that Aliens is the best film of that series. He goes on to say that if the basic idea of the beast doesn't evolve like the xenomorph itself, then the joke gets old. This doesn't surprise me, as we've heard Ridley say in the past that he thought that the alien was old hat. The studio, Fox, likely agreed with him, leading us to Prometheus. Both Scott and the studio learned that after its release, that to the contrary, people were still hungry for the xenomorph, hence the forced nature of Alien Covenant, at least in the eyes of its critics. We've heard Scott and James Cameron say in the past that they believed an Alien vs. Predator film would ruin the franchise, and Scott repeats it here in the THR interview, saying that he thought that Alien vs. Predator was a daft idea and that it somehow brought the alien down. He felt that you could resurrect the franchise, but that you would need to go back to scratch and do a prequel like Prometheus, which he noted wasn't that bad actually. Ridley feels that for the Alien story to continue on into the future, it needs to leave behind the nostalgia of old and evolve. Now, many of us have been wondering if we're ever going to get the third film in his prequel series, which was leaning towards the Alien Awakening title. This discussion here, with Scott talking of evolving the alien and new takes on the genre, made me think that he's still pushing to finish off his prequel story, and it sounds like Disney and Fox, at least for now, are somewhat in agreement with him. Although it's important to note that Scott never mentioned his own involvement in the future of Alien. For all we know, he could be on the production side this time instead of being in the director's chair, and there may be no talks at all to even continue with the prequels. I can agree that the franchise needs a breath of fresh air. Does that mean that Scott's direction is that new look and he should be able to do at least one more film to finish up his prequel arc? Should a newcomer like Neil Blomkamp be given the chance? Or what about the rumors of a return of James Cameron, at least in the role of writer or producer? The alien evolves, so the film should too, right? I just don't want to see them lose the core identity of the xenomorph. Too often, new looks on old franchises forget to honor what made the series what it was in the first place. With this bit of news, I'd say the future of Alien films is still a bit uncertain, but at least we can be happy that the intention is for them to continue on. So what are your thoughts on this latest bit of Alien news? I'd love to hear your response down in the comments.